Welcome, loves, to my YouTube channel. My name is VassaOlga, and who said you can be beautiful on the budget? Because this makeup look I've created with only affordable products. And yeah, we're going to be talking about hydration, we're going to be talking about like powders, but look at that. Super pretty. Obsessed, and you can tell that there is still vivid contour, though I'm using a lot of lights and I'm filming myself on camera. So if you take photos, your photos are going to look really pretty because they're still going to be visible, and even in a daylight it's still super natural and pretty. If you're interested how to get this done, please keep on watching and let's get started. By the way, I'm going to show you different options for your eye makeup look. If you feel it's a little bit dramatic for you guys, I'm going to be showing what you can do to substitute it. Let's jump right into the video.
Guys, I'm gonna get started with the first and crucial step. It is hydration, because we're doing wet and makeup look, and on top we're gonna use a lot of powders to lock this in place, and we're gonna be wearing this for more than 12 hours. That is the main reason why I'm doing Korean mask. You can use it or maybe skip it, but I highly recommend the step to follow your routine. And then I'm gonna leave it for maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Then I'm using toner and rich moisturizer. I'm thinning out with my Nivea aftershave lotion, hitting this on the back of the hand and placing over my face. And of course, sun cream, it's crucial for every single makeup routine. And I did not forget about my lips, that's why I'm using a lip balm. Now we're moving to my corrector palette. This is another crucial step because my foundation is a little bit orangey. If you have the same issue, purple is going to neutralize yellowness, and I have natural olive undertone, that's why I'm adding a little bit of green. For even distribution of the product, I'm using my palette. This is going to be the great surface to make sure that I don't have a lot of the product. And I'm using fluffy brush to spread this down to my neck, over my ears, and of course my face. The color showed you on camera is great whenever you go out with your friends and you need a natural makeup look, but for wet and makeup look, you need to take a lot of photos and they're going to be lightening. You know, that is the main reason why we are focusing on a brighter bronzer, and I really want to focus on some warm complexion. That's why I'm placing this on the sides of the face and over my forehead. I'm using the same brush we used for foundation, and I take off a little bit of product in the back of the hand first and then go in on top with a shade. For my under eye area, I'm not using any correctors, but if you have a lot of blue, then you can color correct it with a peachy undertone. L.A.Girl goes underneath my eyes, L.A.Girl concealer, and Sephora goes over my forehead, my chin, on the sides, and then we're going back to the same bronzer and sculpturing my nose. The contour is primarily going to be focused over my nose bridge, super close to the nose bridge, and I'm not bringing this too wide on the sides. And of course, I'm adding the same Sephora concealer to make sure that it's not super bright. We're kind of toning everything down. With my brush, I'm making sure that my concealer is staying in place. With my under eye area concealer, I'm just using my own fingers. And of course, I really love using some cream blush under all of my contour and powders that we're going to be placing in the future. Final step is Beauty Blender. We need everything to look smooth, well blended, and that is the main reason why I'm blending all over my face, neck, and even my ears. I have two different options for you today, and it's going to be pressed in powder. This is Catrice, and I'm just lightly stamping this all over the face to set my face lightly. We're still going to be using baking method a little bit later. For now, we're just focusing on powders. I'm going in with my Art-visage. This is contour palette, and it's a little bit different undertone. You can tell it's cool tone. And at first, I'm stamping with an angled brush slightly, and then blending this upwards to my forehead to make sure that we have a lifted effect. With the same contour, I'm going over the previous bronzer of my nose. The only area that I'm not touching with the contour is my forehead, because it's going to look a little bit weird having cool tone forehead. And with my BH contour palette, mostly those are bronzers. I'm making sure that I have bronzed tip of the nose and of course my forehead. Finally, we're moving to my baking process with an angle puff. I am taking off extreme amount of powder and getting this underneath my eyes, over my nose area, specifically around my chin, and of course over my forehead. These areas are crucial to pay attention to because they're creasing and sweating a lot. Now I am cleaning a little bit the sides of my face, but underneath my contour. But make sure that you don't really bring this to your lip corners. It's gonna look a little bit artificial. We're gonna stop somewhere like third of your face, of your contour, and it's good to go. Using circular motions for my blush on the sides of the face and a little bit closer to the nose, I'm tapping some leftovers. And of course, I'm using Wet n Wild highlighter with a big and fluffy brush. This is not my regular brush, but it's nice for a better precision, I'd say. And I'm doing this over my cheekbones, nose area, a little bit of a forehead, and we're pretty much good to go. Now with my brows, I'm gonna outline with a natural shade brow pencil, fill in my brow, use my brow mascara, and with NYX Snatch pencil, I'm feathering the shade, though I'm almost out of the product. And of course, we're finally moving to my eyes. I'm using NYX eye primer, and then with the e.l.f. concealer, this is brownish undertone concealer. I am blending really well up to my brow bone and dragging this to the outer corner, and with a little bit different powdery shade from Beauty Bay eyeshadow palette, making sure that it is super deep brown shade, and I'm feathering with my Morphe M433 blending brush. I want to clean the side with the same powder, and this powder is going to prevent me not only from creasing, but from any fallouts, any extra colors, and especially my mascara is not going to leave any marks later on. Finally, I was choosing between different shimmers, but I love purple undertone. That is the main reason why I went with this option, but it's optional, guys. You can choose any shimmers or just leave a matte option that I showed a couple of seconds ago. And then finally, with NYX Glitter Gold palette, I am again using my finger, blending this out, using shimmers on top of my brow bone with brown pencil, taking care of my waterline, using some leftovers from the brush that I used to blend out my concealer. And in the inner corner, I'm using bright crystal color from the same palette. Then I did not forget that we need a little bit more depth with a black pencil over lash line, on top going with my black eyeliner. And I'm using two different mascaras, the one from Catrice, it's almost dry, the second one is waterproof from Essence, and it's time to use my falsies finally. Let's move to my lips. Honestly, I used soft pink color from Eveline, added some contour, brown contour lip pencil, and then go in with the same nude Eveline on top of this brown, so it's a little bit different combination. I'm not using today lip gloss because there's going to be a lot of kissing, a lot of touching, and lip gloss is not my favorite option. And finally, I am going to take off any of my powders. And then you can tell, I actually forgot to glue the second eye with my falsies. So yeah, that is just not right. Finally used Catrice Fix and Spray. This is not the best option. Use any other Fix and Sprays. That's the only thing I have in my drawers. And then with my beauty blender, I am pressing everything on top of my face lightly and go into the same Makeup Revolution palette with the same blush that I showed you guys on top of the previous contour, and with the same highlighter, making sure that I have this beautiful sheen from highlighter. And this is pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this really cool tutorial, and I guess you would need to give it a try because it is really pretty.
Okay guys, and this is the final result of my bridal makeup look. We used a lot of powders, more than I usually use in my makeup routine, because this makeup look is going to be on for good maybe 18, 24 hours. I don't really know, but more than 12 hours in my opinion. And that is the main reason why we needed to secure everything with a lot of hydration underneath, because on top we have a lot of powders. That is the main reason why we added a little bit more contour, so it's going to be visible on your photos. And we added some blush. It is a little bit different sort of gradation from a baby blush to a little bit softer blush that I used a powdery product. You know, I love how this came out. I know this eye makeup look might be a little bit dramatic for you guys, but I showed you in the tutorial that you can substitute with a little bit different shimmers, like browns. Yeah, brown shimmers on top and a little bit of brown glitter. It is totally optional, and you're gonna get this natural smoky eye makeup look. I love to add a little bit of purple to my makeup look, and that was the main reason why I picked a little bit different shimmers. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and maybe it's gonna be helpful for some of you guys, and maybe you're gonna try this out. By the way, I used a lot of powder underneath my eyes because it is super important to secure this from any of sweat. And even if you're super oily, I would recommend to use a little bit of loose powder underneath your eye and then just wipe it off, and do not set it with a setting spray. This way, in maybe 5 or 6 hours, there's still going to be no marks because this powder is going to prevent this from staining, and yeah, if you're super oily. Another great trick to add to your makeup kit. And I love you all so much, guys. I'm going to see you in my next tutorial, hopefully. Bye-bye.